voice on there just for a moment. My name is Trooper Seth Little. I am the senior diver of Troop C, the underwater recovery team. I am your host on today's underwater adventure, and I would like to introduce you to the rest of the team. Our fearless leader, Tech Sergeant Neil Case. Next, we have the Big Easy, Troop D senior diver, Greg Ebro. Trooper Josh Cross, who when he grows up wants to be as big as Greg Ebro. All right, fellas, while you're getting geared up and getting ready for the demo, I'm going to give a little history to the crowd here. Our dive team was formed in 1932. We are the oldest and we are the largest public safety dive team, and we are your public safety dive team, the New York State Police. So in 1932, we had heavy equipment. We had the hard helmets, that's what we dove with, surface supply air. And you actually had people, not machines, but people that were cranking the air on hand pumps to men who were going down into the water that was attached to their helmet. And they had over 100 pounds of gear that they had to use in order to move around. Now in 1957 we switched over to scuba, which is an acronym, and usually somebody knows what it means. Does anybody know what it means? Scuba. Go ahead.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Give the lady a hand. Good job. And so in 1957 we went to scuba, and the reason we did that is because now instead of 100 pounds of equipment, you have approximately 45 pounds of equipment. And that allowed us to move around easier, it allowed us to do our job, the ones that we have to do in order to fit into smaller areas, in order to find evidence or victims that might be at the bottom of a river or lake. Now, our symbol is the octopus. And I would like to have a young volunteer come out here for a moment. Who wants to volunteer? Young lady right there with the blue-green hair there at the bottom. I like that color. It's excellent. Go ahead, climb under the rope. I give you permission. Okay. What's your name? Kaylana. Very nice name. This is an octopus, right? How many legs does an octopus have? What was that? 8 legs. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, this isn't a trick question. And it's sort of the answer that you just gave me, okay? So just act like you know what I'm talking about. Alright? So, the State Police dive team is made up of how many troop dive teams?
8.
Oh my word! Excellent! Alright! There you go. You know what? You can have this octopus. Congratulations, okay? Now we do sell those octopuses. This is a shameless, promotion, but we have these octopuses over at the PBA tent, okay? And we're sort of in a, we're in a competition with the dogs, right? The canines. Are we going to sell more octopus or are we going to sell more canines? You can get a dog, okay? You really can, okay? So you want a real dog, right? You can't get an octopus, so you might as well get a stuffed octopus. That's my my thoughts on it. Good idea, guys? Right? Okay, all right. So these guys are ready to get into the tank. So we have Tech Sergeant Case and Josh Cross. What they're doing is they're checking each other. The most important thing that you can take on a dive with you is your dive buddy. Equipment might fail. Okay, mechanical things can go bad. But the one person that you can always rely on is your buddy. Okay? So when they jump in the water, they're checking each other's gear. They're doing their safety checks. You two fit to dive? Fit to dive. All right, go ahead and enter the tank on you. So as they're entering the tank, they are practicing what we call neutral buoyancy. And what neutral buoyancy is buoyancy, if it's positive, has a tendency to make you float. Negative buoyancy means that you will go down to the bottom. Neutral buoyancy makes you static. It makes you just be still in the water, upside down, cross. All right, good job, Josh. And so they can swim around. It's a lot easier. You're not fighting as far as sinking or raising up too quickly, and it allows you to move and do your job a lot easier. Okay? And so let's notice some of the equipment they have on here. They have a mask, they have a regulator, which is attached to their first stage, which is back on their tank, which is on their buoyancy control device. Okay, they got fins. And a fun little fact about the mask that you might not know. If you are underwater, okay, if you have a mask on, things appear 33% larger and 25% closer than if you're up on, regular surface. And so Josh, as Neil looks at him, Josh looks like a regular sized man. I'm sorry. And Neil, to Josh, looks like a giant of a man. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not nice, Josh. Oh, I'm sorry. Sarge, take it easy out. Okay, just take it easy out. So during these schools, we learned the basics. What happened? You just ripped off your mask? Oh, okay, well, luckily I was talking about the basics of the school. One of the first things we learned is how to put a mask on if the mask falls off. Okay? Usually it doesn't fall off due to your friend taking it off your face. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it shouldn't. Right? Right, Josh? So Josh has put the mask back on his face. Now how is he going to get the water out of there? In order to get the water out of his mask, he's going to tilt it up just a little bit with his head, and he's going to blow air through his nose. And you're going to see the water start going down in his mask, and he's going to start being able to see the air takes the place of the water. It displaces it. Sarge wants to show off too. He wants to show that he can do it. Yep, very good, very good. All right, good job. Give him a hand. Good job, Sarge. So some of the other skills that we have is with our buoyancy control and with our mask. We also, like I was talking about, the most important piece of equipment that you can take is your buddy. If something happens down at depth, who knows how deep the state police go? Does anybody know? We dive down to 135 feet. If you don't know how deep that is, this tower here is 60 feet. Okay, so add another tower to that, and then add another 10 feet on top of that, and then another 5 feet. See, I can do math. And that's 135 feet. Okay, so if you're stuck at the bottom of 135 feet, something's going wrong, what are you going to do? You're going to rely on your friend. Okay? And so, Sarge, we're doing buddy breathing. Okay? All right, thanks. Concentrate. All right. Josh, get his attention. Okay, now show him the sign for no air. Okay? And so what's going to happen is the sergeant's going to come over, and he is going to put the regulator in the mouth of the person that he is helping. And the reason that he has control over it is because the person who's in trouble, what might they be feeling at this moment? Panic, right? So if you're panicking at 135 feet, what do you want them to have control over? Nothing. The answer's nothing. You don't want them to have control over anything, okay? You want to be there to help them. And so as they're breathing, what they're going to do is they're going to figure things out, and then together, there's the upside. They go up, okay? And as they go up, when they breathe in air, they also breathe it out, even though the regulator's not in their mouth. And the reason they do that is because when you're down at depth and you're breathing compressed air, it fills your lungs, okay? As you go up, the air expands. And if you do not breathe the air out, you will have a lung that is busted open by air, okay? And believe it or not, it can happen in the depth of this 12-foot tank, okay? If you were to hold your breath at the bottom of this tank, after you breathed in the air from the tank, and you went up to the top without breathing it out, your lung would blow. That's how water works. That's how compression and the pressures work in the water. So what the sergeant is showing you right now is he's showing you the ditch and dawn technique. Okay, let's say that it's not quite as bad as you're running out of air, but you have something, something leaking, something's not quite right with your weight, something's not quite right with the first stage. So he can take his gear off, he can check it out, and if he can figure it back, what's wrong with it, he can put it back on. with ease. And these are the things that we're taught to not panic, because panic is what kills divers. Okay? And so that's what we're taught. So as he puts his gear back on, everything okay, Sarge? Good. Okay, he's going to go up. Okay, he needs extra help. So Josh and Sarge are going to go up. They're going to leave their gear down there. And you know what? Gear is not the important thing. The safety of the diver is the important thing. So if you can't figure it out, leave your gear there. Get it later. So the next thing that we're going to show you is what is another reason that we might take our gear off and swim with the gear in front of us. Okay, can anybody think of anything? Who remembers about a year ago, a soccer team over across the way? Thailand. Okay, there was a soccer team of kids that their coach took them on an adventure. They went into a cave, they went miles into this cave, and what happened? It rained hard, as it does over there. Okay? And so the tunnels and the cave where they were at, the water started raising, and they started trying to go deeper into the cave in order to avoid the flooding water. So they were putting themselves in more and more danger, not even realizing it. Okay? So public safety divers from around the world came in, and the way that they got through these caves, the way that they got through these crevices and these narrow ways, is just the way that Trooper Cross is showing you right here. They took their pack off, they put it in front of them, and they pushed their pack through, and then they followed their pack in, and they were able to get to those children. Okay? And miraculously, as far as I'm concerned, each one of those kids was saved, right? I mean, that's just tremendous. So let's give Josh a hand. Good job, Josh, for demonstrating that. So that's why we would use the ditch at dawn. Now we're going to switch gears here a little bit. We're going to talk about some of the fun tools that we use, okay? Some of the fun tools that we use. Have you seen our airboat out there? That's a pretty fun tool out on the water. Who here saw the top speed on the sign out there? Anybody? What did it say? Yeah, it said fast. That's right. It's fast. That's its top speed. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the advanced techniques and one of the advanced trainings that we do. Okay, and we also train with the driver propulsion vehicle, which Trooper Cross is going to show you right now. Now what this driver propulsion device does is it allows you to exert less energy, and it allows you to save your air, okay? And it allows you to get to places where you might not be able to swim to, so that way when you get there, you have enough air and enough energy to do the work that's required. Now right now he's just having fun. That looks like a lot of fun. Hey, could you turn the music down just for a second?
It does look like a lot of fun.
Yes, Sarge, it does. Yes, he did go through that too.
I think I want to do that.
Do you think the Sarge can go through the tube?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, well, Sarge.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, my personal opinion is things under the water look 33% bigger. So
I can do it. I have an idea.
you have an idea? Okay, the Sarge has an idea. Let's give him a hand. Let's go, Sarge. Get in there. Show us how it's done. Get a splash on. That's right. All right, here he goes. He's rounding the corner. He's coming up, entering the cave, and yeah. No, Sarge, I don't think it's a good idea, Sarge. Okay, he's come up with another good idea. That's what sergeants do. Okay, yeah, hey, it's on you. Oh, all right. Well, hey, good trick, right? All right, good job. Okay, as we move that tunnel out of the way, I'm going to talk about some of the bread and butter that our dive team does. Okay, our saying is, if it's in the water, we're going to find it. Doesn't matter how small it is, it doesn't matter What object it is, we're going to go in there and we're going to do the job that we get paid to do and that we volunteer to do. And we're going to find what we're supposed to find. And one of the ways that we do that is we use line searches. So as Trooper Eberl dropped down a evidence, we'll say a weapon, Trooper Cross is going to set up the line search. And what the line search is there's a weight on each side of the line search, and he's going to set it up in a straight line, and he's going to go down one end, down to the other, move it over. And you got to realize that when we're doing that, we're doing it in water that looks like this. Okay? This is the color of the water that we're doing this in. So, even though it's sort of nice to do it in this clean tank, and he's sort of demonstrating, what it's like, it's much more difficult than that.
You said the water we're diving in looks like that?
Yes, Sarge.
So it's not really fair that he's diving in this nice clean pool.
Well, I don't think it's fair anyway, but,
I've got another idea.
What's that?
Let's have him dive with this mask blacked out so he can't see.
Oh, all right. So, Trooper Cross, we're going to drop a mask down to you that's blacked out so that you can't see. I know. Don't panic, okay? This is what you're trained for. Here it comes. To your right.
He can't even find that.
Okay, all right. This is another one of Sarge's good ideas. Okay? So you got to do it. So Trooper Cross is going to demonstrate again taking a mask on and putting it off, and he's going to demonstrate the line search. Now the line search that we do, this is sort of boring, right? It's really not that exciting, okay? But I want to tell you that this is the way to find things if you want to find things. And this is what we have to do, and a lot of times during the novice dive school, we have to put on a blacked out mask to simulate it, because I'm telling you, when you go to the bottom of a river or lake or whatever, you're not seeing anything. And so this is the way he's doing it. And this is the way that we do it. So he's turning it around. My guess is he's going to find it on this next sweep. He moves the weight over a little bit. He's feeling his hand on the bottom. Sometimes if you know that you're looking for a metal object, you can take metal detectors down there as well. Okay? But really, overall, we use touch. Hey, he found it. All right, give him a hand. Hey, Josh, put on your mask. The other one that you can see. Okay? People, he's going to seem really excited about this. I'm just letting you know. Hey, Josh, look. You want a banana? Huh? All right. Okay, hold on just a second. There you go. He's going to take a little break. He's going to have a little banana, build up some potassium in there so he doesn't get cramps.
How does he eat banana?
And while he's doing that, we have Trooper Greg Eberl, the Troop D senior diver, otherwise known as the Big Easy. He's putting on the dive helmet. Now, I did say that we went away from the dive helmet. We have also come back to it. And the reason that we've come back to the dive helmet is because some of the dives that we do, with how deep we go, are penetration dives. And what that means is we might be going into either ships or caves or things that overhang on top of our head. And if you can't see anything when you're down there, you want a little protection in case you stand up or in case you are starting to come up and you might hit something. It protects your noggin. And one of the things that we definitely want to do is we want to protect Trooper Eberl's beautiful head. Right, Greg? All right. So, this is the surface supply control box. We have air going to Greg, and we also have comms that we can talk to him. Surface to diver. Are you all set to dive? Diver on you. When you're ready, enter the water. Okay, so that's how we enter the water. And we control the air that goes to Greg, and we also can see how deep Greg is on this console. because he doesn't have a dive computer on him. So it's very important that when he goes down, whoever's running this control box pays attention to how deep he is, how long he's been down there, making sure that he has air, and also keeps in constant contact with him. One of the things that you can do is you can hear him breathe. And when you hear him breathe, what you're listening for is you're listening in case his breathing starts getting a little bit more rapid. That means he might be getting a little bit more nervous. You want to talk to him, calm him down. He doesn't look nervous right now though, does he? No. Okay. Hey diver, get to work. Yeah, okay. All right. So what Trooper Eberl is showing you right now is he is showing you how we bring up, let's say somebody were to drop a boat or a car or a four-wheeler in the water. They're trying to avoid prosecution, and so they put their evidence in the river. Well, thanks to lift bags, we can bring these things up by using air. And since he has a full supply of air, what he's going to do is he's going to fill that lift bag with air, and you're going to see the four-wheeler start to rise, okay? Now the important thing is when you're doing this, that you don't put too much air at one time. Otherwise, it will just rocket up to the top, and as it's going up, it expands and it goes faster and faster, and when it reaches the top, all of a sudden you'll see the airbag tilt, air will bleed out, and the object that you just lifted and took all that time to find, all of a sudden will fall down. And where's the diver? The diver, for the most part, is underneath it. All right. Good job, Greg. Good job. Good job. Okay, so I just wanted to say again that there are 7 more weeks of dive school that we complete after the initial 8. Okay, we do ice diving. People always ask me, how cold is the water? Well, it can't get colder than 32. Okay, but that's what we dive in. We cut holes in the ice and we dive. We do helmet diving. We do swift water rescue. We do flood response. So our role in statewide preparedness keeps growing. Okay, and these guys just do a great job. So let's give these guys a hand. I'm going to turn it over to Sergeant Case.
Okay, so I just want to take a minute and let you guys know some of the dangers that these guys go through on a daily basis. They put their lives on the line every day to bring resolution to families and also help close out cases where the evidence may be in the water. So you could join me and thank these guys for all the hard work they do on a daily basis.
Thank you, Sergeant. Okay, now, this is probably the most popular part of the dive demonstration. Who wants to play tic-tac-toe with a diver? Come on. All right, if you're a young fella or girl, come on over here, line up, and you can play tic-tac-toe with a diver. That's the end of our demonstration for today. If you have any questions about diving or what's required of us, we're going to be here, we're going to be around. Feel free to just ask us anything, okay? Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. Who wants to play tic-tac-toe? Come on over.